Hi folks, welcome to my humble off-grid homestead in the forest and springtime and time for spring cleaning. And in particular, I want to welcome you to my indoor-outdoor woodshed. And some of you have been here before. I have a video of it in, we have company, in fall, early fall, where I'm bringing in firewood to fill in the third of the space that was available. And it's been pretty much emptied now because it's spring, as I mentioned, and it's time for spring cleaning. Last time I did that was 2 years ago, so because it was full. And so now I'm going to tidy it up and get ready for when at about September, when I bring in the firewood for, well, it could be sitting there for 2 years depending on how cold the winter we get. Okay, let's go inside. Glasses, as always, safety last. All right, so there's one of the doors that I like to make, sort of a bushcraft style. So now you're able to see it for the first time. Well, I made this door so it doesn't stay open, and the one time I want it to stay open, it won't stay open. Okay, now let me see if you can see it. Yeah, so the floors I made out of pallets. Also, half of the lower half of the wall is here. This is the garage wall, and there's a door that connects me from the inside to outside. This isn't really outside, but it's not heated. It's just so that in the winter I don't have to go outside, put all my complete gear on, go outside to get firewood, and this is nice and dry. But I have made it so that there are gaps in the walls. You probably can't see, maybe you can see the very end, so that the air is able to flow. Same for the floors, where the pallets, as you know, are about 3-4 inches off the ground, and there's space for air to flow. The walls the same, and so as I mentioned here too. So I'm just going to tidy this up, empty it up for September, around September. Depends on how wet or dry a year we get. If it's a dry year, then I would like to come in. I want to leave the firewood that's outside for as long as it can stay outside to dry as much as it can before it comes into its final resting place. But if it's a particularly wet year, then I would bring it in, because I don't bring it in prior to the rain season of the fall starts. This is actually a good time to inspect to see if all the slats are in good shape. And I thought that, yeah, the couple of slats over that I may have to replace. And this space holds about four cords of firewood. For those of you who know firewood, you can imagine what 4 cords would be like. Right now, I'm just going to go at the back and start to sweep it. Actually, before that, I'm going to pick up these bits and pieces too. They're not useless. They could be used as fire starters or many other uses, really. These big boys here, I still have to split, sort of like that, because as big as my firebox is, this is at least a foot. Yeah, at least a foot wide, and so they won't fit, so I have to split these. Maybe I'll do a video of how I split my firewood. These 3 pieces are softwood, this one's hardwood. So this one won't, I may have to use a chainsaw on that one, at least to get this piece out. So let me just get the bits and pieces out. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, this is a space that everybody should have. What I mean is indoor, outdoor. Not many of my neighbors have this. If any of them have one like this, usually people keep their firewood outside, maybe tarp it. I don't know if that's such a good idea, because even if there's a tarp on it, even if you completely cover your firewood in tarp, like from the top and the sides, not just the top, well, there's moisture in the air that they can pick up, and then the amount of snow that we get, that snow can easily come up and bury that entire. What a cord of firewood is for those of you who don't know, is I would say, let's say, uh, 16 feet long, stretches 16 feet long, 4 feet high, and I believe it's, I can't remember exactly how many feet wide, but that's as long as this sort of big as this is. This is about 14, 16 inches wide. So whatever the width of your firebox can hold. I mean, while I've got this, let me get this put away. So, but this space, though, that I was trying to say is that it can be used for many things. So say, if we sell this property and the new owners decide not to use firewood, I don't know why anyone, in a way, wouldn't, because it's even as a backup, it's fairly good, especially for those preppers. Those times come where you can't have your power or propane or whatever. Firewood is what you have in abundance. I live in the forest. But anyway, if they decide not to use this space as I mean, I'll go to the end of it, so maybe you can see from where you are how deep this is, how deep it actually is. So other uses for a space like this, for those if you're moving to a setting like this, and I'm asking you to consider building something like this, would be to, everybody has stuff. We all have stuff. If you have families that are, 3, 4, whatever number your family is, then you're going to have, each person is going to have its own tub or tote or whatever you call it. You have your winter stuff, spring stuff, fall stuff, summer stuff, boots, big jackets. They take up space. So imagine if you could put a sort of a shelving unit from this end all the way to the other end, and leave where I'm standing completely empty, so you can have access to your tubs. So here you can put, even if you take as much as this here, so that's about 2.5 feet wide, and then you can go up. So each tub would take about this much space. 2, 3, you can do 4 tubs up, and then you can go, I don't know, however length. And if a family of 6 could have all their clothes here and toys or whatever, the whole wall would be covered. They would be sitting on shelves, so you don't have to, if you want to get to the top or the bottom one, you don't have to remove all of them to get to the bottom one. So each one can be pulled out by itself. So that's one use. Another use would be to have a cold storage. If you're going to be self-sufficient or self-reliant, or if you're, say, you're canning stuff, or if you have your root vegetables or whatever, this could, again, if you could put some shelving units here, and you could put them in there, and it is off the ground, it is dry, and the rain doesn't get into it, but it does. If you want the air gaps like I have here covered up, if someone takes over this property, but if you don't want air gaps, you don't want air movement, then you don't have to have any of these slats. You don't have to have light in there either, as I've installed these skylights that are, well, many, and you could instead have lights. If you don't want any light, if you want to keep it as dark as you can, you don't have to have those skylights. Another use would be to, oh man, you can turn this into an I hate saying Airbnb, to rental units. So you could put a bunk bed there at the very end. That would probably stretch to about here. We have a bunk bed on our sun porch, covered a porch, and so the bunk bed would go here, so you could have two people having lots of space here to sleep on. And from here on, we could put a table, maybe even a little kitchenette, and there's still lots of room here. It's really whimsical, it's private, and the lighting is here natural. And at night you could have solar lights, or those fairy lights, or happy lights as I call them. The door can be open as it is now in the morning. So that's another use that'll actually bring in money, because it's a whimsical, unique space. Really, the possibilities are endless. Sorry, I stopped working. I got busy talking. So you might be thinking, why is he saving every little bit? I have zero waste videos category. That's what the word I was looking for. All of these I don't waste anything. Whatever that, these pieces may have even broken off some of the firewood, or peeled off some of the, this is a white birch. I don't know if you can see white birch paper. Really fantastic fire starters. And why? I mean, this isn't a case of one of those apocalypse folks prepper things. This is just what I use to start my fire every day. Fire starters. If you've never started a fire, you wouldn't know. But if you're ever here, I can teach you. I can show you. But you need these little bits and pieces. Some of them where it can even be used as kindling. And this is already ready for you. You don't have to. There are many videos, people showing you how to make kindling. I don't have to do any of that, because I live in the forest and I collect everything that I see. And so my kindling is ready to go. This is usnia. Usnia, or old man's beard, is used even today as in anti-aging. It has anti-aging properties. They use it in creams and whatever, lotions. And but in the olden times, because it has regenerative properties for your cells. In the old times, the natives used to use them for sort of like a wound healing. If you got a cut or a gouge or whatever, antiseptic properties. I'm not trying to sell you that. I'm just telling you, you can do your own research. Nature really provides everything we need to survive on. We just have to know, or be open to it, instead of using the pharmaceuticals or whatever that the stores tell us we should use. More of the usnia, or old man's beard. And my kindling is, I have boxes and boxes of these kindlings inside. I feel like I should give you a behind the scenes of what my garage, which is not really, it was built as a garage. We never use it as a garage, more like a storage for this sort of thing, looks like. But it would require moving the camera, and that might get too shaky. Look, this box was empty when I came in here. I don't know if you can see. Look how much I collected while I was even talking to you. Whew. Big piece of chunk of usnia. I'm saving these, and I will even sell them if anybody wants. If anybody wants to use them for whatever. At the very least, they could be used to line the bottom of your. If you're giving someone a present, sort of like a bird's nest. It's a really whimsical thing. So I'm almost at the end. More usnia. And there's bark. Bark is also great for starting fire. Little kindlings. I got it all. As I'm doing that, of course, I'm inspecting these slats, boards, whatever you call them, just to see if they're all good, if the walls are fine, they're not leaning, because this was, like I said, for 2 years I hadn't been in this space. Let me move this big boy. This is maple, and it's huge. If I don't cut this end piece and pretty close, then it won't fit into my firebox. So I have to leave it somewhere where I can remember to cut it with the chainsaw. Any more here? Well, I'll check it before I get there. So now, these guys. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, let me show you something interesting. These two guys are the same tree. I hope you can see. Which is called sometimes white birch or paper birch, and this here is the same. This is the same as that. Only this is a baby one. I know it looks smaller because this is not an actual tree. This is probably a branch of that white paper birch. There's a big one behind you. But when they're smaller, they're this color, sort of a burgundy. I know. Thinking what's burgundy? The younger it is, the darker it is. The color of it. And then it sheds that jacket and it turns into white. Oh, while I'm here, let me show you something else that's really interesting. This is also from the birch family, but this is called golden birch or yellow birch. Isn't it gorgeous? I have to see if I can show you that you can. But if I were to move it, you really see the gold in it. You can make, well, not you can make, but they make flooring or floorboards, hardwood floorboards out of them. Oh, here, let's see, remember what I was saying to you? Let's see, this is a baby, and this is also a baby in transition. Anyway, if I take you on a forest walk one day, I will probably show you that. You have a better view of it. I'm in the garage right now with little success in throwing these chunks of wood that I just showed you. I thought I could do it all, but I guess I'm too short to do it all at once. Yeah. Here, another example. I love wood. See, also in transition, turning from one color to another. I guess I didn't learn my lesson. I'm taking a big bunch again. Either that, or I'm hoping to be taller by now. Okay. You go in there. A couple more pieces here. Did I get it all? Nope. One more piece here. Oh. Also good for firewood, but I use it for whimsical things too. So I guess this can go away. Oh, maybe not yet, maybe not yet. I got other things to do. I gotta get my brush the walls, get rid of these guys. Don't waste it. More usnea. Even these tiny little bits of fir needles have resin in them. By the way, I found a stick hiding there. By the way, folks, if the more, most softwood, in particular fir, which they get turpentine from, it has the sap in it that's very sort of oily. It's fantastic to light a fire, but it smokes. Whereas hardwood, sort of like this is a baby birch, baby white birch, and maple oak, whatever. Hardwoods, especially when they're seasoned, really any hardwood that's seasoned, doesn't smoke as much. So when you go, if you remember those campsites, campfires, camp, whatever, when you've been to, and there's smoke in your face, smoke in your hair, and blowing and all of that, it's only, the reason for that is that one of two things, or both, is that the wood isn't seasoned. By seasoned, I don't mean like curry and turmeric. I mean, it's not dried, at least a year, if not 2 or 3 years. So there's still moisture in it. And when you heat it like that, the smoke comes off. Or in its jacket, in its bark, if I can find one to show you, I don't have one right here. It has those oils in it, the sap in it. And that sap, when under that heat, the heat of the fire, it smokes. So if you don't want smoke like that, well, there are many ways to do it. You can sort of make a chimney for your fire pit, which not hardly anyone I know does, but you can make sure that your firewood is dry, whatever it is, even if it's softwood, or just don't use softwood, because softwood smokes even when it is dry. It's just not as much. Found a little piece of bark here that I can use. Look, my box was empty when I came here, and I had already tidied this up some before I came out. All right, with that out of the way, I'm going to start with getting the cobwebs off. I mean, this doesn't mean anything because the space is going to be empty till about September, as I was saying. And lots and lots and lots of spiders will come and make this space home, which is not a horrible thing because on one hand, it stops. It's not, you see why you need the glasses, stuff's falling off, because it stops somewhat wasps from making their nests. And I do actually have to, throughout the summer, come and inspect to see if wasps are, if I keep beginning to start their nest, because usually there's only a single wasp, starts as a little bit itsy bitsy, cute little paper cone sort of thing, and pretty fast that can be doubled inside and triple inside and quadruple inside, and it will be many of them, I mean hundreds of them, and then that gets big. Once that gets big or bigger, you can't go anywhere near it. You have to deal with it on a cold day or an overcast day or a rainy day or at night, or else they could, I don't know if they could kill you, but I mean, I've been stung and it's not fun. And the heat that comes with that, it lasts for a long time and for days after. And yeah, it's not a fun thing. So my point is that I come in, try to stop them from making their nests, the paper nests, early enough that they might say, well, this is not what, I'm not going to try again. Because sometimes I come back and they've started to patch it up and restart it. But if I keep disturbing it, and they might think that, okay, you know what, this is no place for me. I mean, believe it or not, as many times as they can sting you and as scary as they can get, remember, we're in the forest, we are still the apex predators. They're more scared of us. And wasps are beneficial too. They can get rid of many things in your garden, like they're responsible for taking care of or keeping in check the thousands and thousands of slugs that you might have, for instance. And they're natural predators to those things. There's one little wasp's nest from years ago that was trying to form. I remember it. So yeah, every week, pretty much, I have to come in here when it's empty and try to inspect it. Not try to inspect it, and if there is one forming, try to disturb it so they don't build it bigger than I can manage. Have I got it all? Are you telling me I missed the spot? So the spider webs are not spider web. Yeah, they're not so horrible. It's just a little bit of deterrent for them, but and there will be new ones. I'm just doing a bit of a spring cleaning. I like doing this because I'm not scared of spiders. We don't have any venomous. Really, we don't have any venomous anything, with the exception of the wasps. Are they venomous? I don't know. Can you say wasps are venomous? But and I'm not scared of them either. I just need to tidy up because I haven't been in this area for 2 years, and this is actually a good time to do it and inspect it. And look, I'm tidying it up. It feels good. To tell you, I don't have OCD either. It just feels good to tidy up the space. I sort of call it like a maintenance, if you will. And if we've all probably seen those homes and properties where people let go and of. I mean, when they build something, they upkeep it, or it looks good. Just like actually all the pictures that you see on Instagram and YouTube or whatever, everything looks so beautiful, romantic and clean and tidy and new. But you know, that only looks like that for the first year. Everything deteriorates, believe it or not, including us. So if you think that's what things are going to look like, and then life gets in the way too, nothing stays as new and beautiful as the day that it was created by whomever. So don't be fooled by these folks' Instagram accounts and things thinking, wow. I think, to be honest, a lot of the folks that have anxiety issues and things is probably because of such sites or whatever as like Instagram, because people only post the best of themselves on it, in it, whatever, and other people watching it, they feel so such underachievers by comparison, and so they start thinking that they're not good enough, and how are some people doing so well and some people are not. I see, again, I don't know why this stuff shows up on my YouTube thing. All these ladies, ladies, that are supposedly homesteaders or off-gridders or whatever they call themselves, half naked, really half naked. They show up, and I know it's not true. You can't live here dressed like that because life working outside in the muck and mud doesn't allow for you to be showing any amount of flesh. So they're only just fooling you. If there are any other homesteaders watching, real homesteaders watching it, they're having a good laugh. In fact, I try to block such things as much as I can because I don't want to see it. I don't watch them. I just see those pictures. And that's the other thing. They spend so much time on what's called a thumbnail. People are contacting me all the time. You gotta have thumbnails. You gotta have thumbnails. You know how they make their picture? So that's all BS. Because the point, if you're showing, well, not for them. The point for them is to have subscribers and make money. The point for me is to showcase what I'm doing, and there's no ads so far. And so somebody else can learn, and or if they're planning on this sort of lifestyle, knowing exactly what they're getting themselves into, and not any romantic ideas of what real homesteading is. Wow. A lot more stuff. I even have this to fill any gaps or any broken. There's always something to fix, by the way, folks, in the floorboards or slats. And I use whatever. In this case, I had plywood left over from when we built this property. Look, I have plywood here from 10 years ago when we were building this property, or 9 years ago. This is how far back I save things, and it came in handy. Now I can use it to filling any broken or any gaps that are big in the floor. You know, anyone that ever takes over from us here is going to have everything they need for quite some time. And this is actually good exercise too. See, I try to make use of everything. I mentioned I put on 10 pounds in the winter, even though you've seen me shovel snow, and you don't see me doing it all the time. Every time I go out, I'm shoveling for an hour. By comparison, when I was in town, when I was working out at the gym, it would be maybe an hour. Whereas this is just an hour of shoveling. Indoors, I do my own exercises in the morning, and I have videos on that too. But still, because the days are short, nights are long, and the monotony of winter, I end up eating more than I should. Now, another thing that is not such a horrible thing is that if there's there's a bit of an amber here forming. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, no. I need to show you this, folks. I need to show you this. Just a minute. This is what sap looks. I mean, look at it. Isn't this gorgeous? I wonder if you can even see it. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, here. If I tip it over anymore, it'll fall. Okay, you know what? What if I hold it in my hand? Can you see it now? I don't know if you can appreciate. Oh, I dropped it. I appreciate it. It's gorgeous, glorious, golden, sort of a nugget. I'm gonna put it in my pocket, but I want to make sure I don't have any holes in it. This one's good. Amber, folks. If for those of you, I know a lot of you know, you smart cookies, but some of you who don't know, amber is basically tree sap, and how that happens is that if another tree falls on it, or somehow it gets gouged by another branch, or maybe an antler of a deer trying to mark his territory, or a bear clawing, whatever reason that the tree gets gouged, then this sap comes out of it. And some say only in white birch, but I don't. This was the one I showed you is not from white birch. It's from softwood. And what happens is that comes out so that the tree can seal that area and prevents it from getting diseased. And so that just by itself is nice amber. Now go back thousands, maybe even millions of years ago, when perhaps, oh, this looks so nice and clean, folks. I mean, I should have showed you it before. I know you're all busy, and I don't want to keep you long, or the video is long, but longer than it needs to be. But anyway, so that sap comes out. So say this is a tree. I don't know if you can see. If this is a tree, there's a gouge. Sap comes out, and it's still fresh, and it's liquid, but it's like glue. And so imagine a fly lands on it because maybe it thinks it's something sweet, or maybe the wind pushes it into it, and then that fly, excuse me, can't get out because it's sticky. Sap is sticky. I have a pair of pants that are beige, and it looks dirty as heck, but it's actually sap. Sap sticks to it, and then dirt and dust and whatever sticks to it, and then it looks dirty. It's not dirty. It's clean. It's just because the way the sap makes it look like. But anyway, the fly sticks to the sap, and then it tries to get out. It doesn't go into it because it's also pretty. The consistency of it is pretty thick, so it doesn't go into it as it tries to get out. It's not like honey consistency, is thicker than honey. But another drop, another globule, whatever, it could be coming down. It could be on its way down, and then if that falls, then that almost sort of mostly encases that fly between the first drop of sap and the second, so the fly is sandwiched. And if there's any more comes, and then more of that. Now, in about, I don't know, maybe 10 years or less, maybe 5 years, that becomes pretty hard. That sap becomes pretty hard, almost hard as rock. And so now imagine, over the millions of years, I forgot this piece. Over the millions of years, how hard that sap would become. And that's the jewelry that you go to the store and pay a lot of money for, as beautiful. Really, I mean, I love it too. I don't wear jewelry, but I'm just saying, as amber. Now, it used to be thought that the best or whatever are in Eastern European countries, because they had so much white birch. But the thing is, that's only because people haven't been here. There's never been that many people here in Canada. We have more of those. Really, whatever sort of Eastern Europe or Scandinavian countries have, whatever trees they have, whatever species they have, we have only more of it because, well, Canada being the second largest country I'm just sweeping up, and I don't really know why. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should end this video for you so you don't waste your time. I'll do this after you're gone. But well, I hope you got some idea of what I do. You may have seen the door here in some of my videos and thought, what's behind it? This is behind the scenes. Amazing space, really whimsical space. This could even be used for your kids in the summertime. A space like that, or maybe 4 or 5 months out of the year, for them to, like a sort of a clubhouse. Many uses for it. It takes time and it takes money because there are screws involved. Time, definitely. I don't know how long it took me to do this, but it's lasted a good few years and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. So anyway, with that said, I will let you go and bid you goodbye.